Hello, Chris Shea here with the Shea Group at Keller Williams Consultants, and it is October 21st. And I want to do a market update here in Columbus, Ohio for the real estate market. So, today, all I'm going to do is share this information that we get from Trend Graphics. Again, this is through the end of last month. But again, I think it's very telling on what it shares with us and what trends we're seeing in the market today. So first off, when you look at this graph, Trend Graphics is information that pulls all the data from our board, our local Columbus board. All that data is put in on the side, and then it pulls a graph to kind of visually show you what's going on. So the biggest thing I pull from this, when you look at this, is you got the light green that's for sales, and the dark greens are solds. And when you look back, a year ago, we had in the summer, we had basically for sales and solds about the same. And the trend since then, last fall, you could see a discrepancy where more coming on the market than actually selling. And as that gap has gotten bigger and bigger, again, seasonally, that's always kind of the case. But then we get into the selling season, which was spring of this year, and you can see that gap closes again. And then after the selling season, it starts to widen again. Well, it's really widened pretty significantly when you look at this year versus a year ago at this time. So let's do that in the numbers below. When you look down here, you see the current month versus the same month 1 year ago. Actives for sales are up 33.6% in the Columbus market. The solds are still up from where they were a year ago, but just over 1%. And one thing we'll see in another graph that I'll show you in another software, as that number goes up less and less, it's kind of reaching basically what we would call a peak. Now, the plus side, I think, on the sell side is prices still aren't coming down. Even though we have more inventory going on the market, there's still a demand. And so when you look at things like, okay, let's look at months of inventory in Columbus. When you look at this month of inventory, we're still only at 1.7 months of inventory, which is basically means if nothing else went on the market, that's how long it would take to sell all the current inventory that's on the market. That is not very long. Usually in a balanced market, we have 3 to 4 months of inventory. So again, that shows that we're still in a seller's market, which is proven by the fact that prices aren't really coming down. They're just not going up at the 10, 11% per year clip that they were going up. I test a lot of that to one, again, the demand in the market with, even though we have 33% more listings on the market, we still have a low amount of listings. So that combined with Columbus being a hot area of growth is keeping our market very, very strong. So another item we can look at here is days on market. Again, across the whole Columbus region, you see that it continues to be pretty low. Another source I use is Altos. Again, this supports this, showing that Columbus as a whole is still a strong seller's market. The rating of 47. One thing I've noticed here, when you look at the median list price, and this goes back several years, if you look at this trend from 21 after COVID up through 22, and all these diamonds are 1 year ago, and then up through October of last year, we continued on this growth of 10% gains a year. And if you look now, we're actually slightly flat or even down just a hair in Columbus as a whole on average. So that's where I was saying you see it kind of reaching a flattening out or a of the overall prices. Again, I think that's dependent on an area too. So if I pull up an area like Clintonville, again, the trend still, this is over actually in North Linden, the trend is still up a little bit. If I pull up Clintonville, it's pretty flat, but it was gradually increasing, and now it's pretty flat on average. So again, I think all that means a couple things. I think it supports both sides of the market. One, I would say this time of year, from now until the end of the year is always a good time to buy. I've always seen seasonally, uh, just based on what you see here, when you have more for sale than solds, more inventory coming on the market, this time of year, seasonally, there's always better opportunities for buyers. And we're seeing that in the market with remedies being approved, sellers doing, repairs that buyers request, sellers paying for buyers' closing costs in some cases. So buyers are able to ask for a lot more than they were a year ago or even in the spring. And we anticipate that come next spring, we'll be back in a seller's, market springtime when everyone's looking, and then you'll have more buyers in the market, and that'll push the prices up again. So that's why I see this as still a great time to buy. That combined with the fact that a lot of buyers are taking it off. They found their home and they're waiting for the school year, so you have less competition amongst other buyers too, which always gives you a little more leverage at times. On the sell side, because prices aren't dramatically falling off a cliff, I think anytime you have a home, don't put off selling if you have a need to sell. Like a lot of times, if somebody were to say, well, we could sell now, we could wait till spring, it's not a big deal to us, then definitely wait for spring. But if somebody's like, well, we're moving but I don't want to sell early, should I just hang out until my house until spring and wait to move, or should I move? In a case like that, you're not going to get hammered so bad on the price that it would hurt you to sell now. If you have reasons to sell now for life reasons, then go ahead and do it. You're still going to have buyers in the market that will purchase your home. And if you don't get the price you want and you're able to wait, then you can always wait. So that's it in a nutshell right now in Columbus. Again, I think long-term prospects it's going to be good in the long term and continue to be. And even this short term here versus other cities, we're seeing Columbus stay pretty resilient on our prices versus what we're seeing in many metropolitan areas. So hope this helps. And as always, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Chris Shea at kw.com or 614-638-7825. And we'd love to help you buy or sell both a home or an investment property. Have a great day.